Welcome to the Aviva Stadium, where one game and one team stands between the Republic of Ireland and the 2025 European Championships. We're back on home soil and we're on level terms after what turned out to be an edgy 1-1 draw in Cardiff on Friday night.
Everything on the line over the next 5 days as both of these nations chase the first ever European Championship finals appearance.
Listen, this is two small nations, never been through Euros. You are going to do whatever it takes.
Fahy sees a chance to step in here, the ball towards Ruesha. It's Russel. Just wouldn't sit down for her. Fishlock with the cross, missed by Fahy, and in, there's the lead goal. Early cross away by Roberts. Piece is picked up by Littlejohn. From a long way out, oh, it's got in! Ruesha Littlejohn saw her chance to let fly. And with a little bit of luck here, Ireland are level.
Be a bit feisty, we bet a few times. But you want that in these games, as long as we keep our cool and keep our heads and all focused to a few days' time.
Back into the mix towards Patton. And the shot on the turn, and forces Clark to touch it up and over. Impressive instinctive efforts from Caitlin Hayes.
In Dublin, I think it's going to be Ireland now having to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and really take control of it.
We faced ourselves in tough circumstances, playing away from home and against this crowd, but then showed great character to come back and pull it back to 1-1, and no one would put their bets against Ireland at home in Dublin.
I've said it from the start, it's an even game, it's evenly matched profile teams. Well, the fans will come out, it really helps the girls, it helps us, it's our home, we want to do our home nation proud, and that's what we'll be looking to do on Tuesday.
History is in their hands. Ireland got a taste for the big time in Australia last year. Now we all want more. Wales had never qualified for a major tournament. So much to lose, so much to win, so much at stake. The pressure is enormous. It's the Republic of Ireland against Wales, live from the Aviva Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. As I said, the pressure is on. Let's find out if the players are feeling it. A little bit earlier, Tony caught up with Julianne Russell.
Julianne, you've been around for a long time, but is this the biggest game of your career?
Yeah, I think so, Tony. As you said, I've been around the block a good few years now. I think I'm in the prime of my life at the moment, and hoping for a good night.
What an opportunity.
Yeah, it's incredible. Home game here in the Aviva, over 25,000 tickets sold. It's a dream.
How are the nerves?
Yeah, a little nervous, not going to lie. I think it's good. I'm just going to bring those nerves and just work on them, get my first touch, and hopefully have a good 90 minutes and come away with a win.
I was talking to the girls in camp earlier in the week and they said they were looking forward to the little stress buster coming in. Has Rosie played her part?
She has indeed. I think she's our little secret weapon. It was great to have her in on Saturday, returning back from Wales, and she'll be here in the crowd tonight.
Best of luck to all of you.
Thanks a million.
Now, welcome along to a very tense Aviva Stadium. I'm delighted to be in the company of Karen Duggan and Stephanie Zamber on a night where we hope history will be made. Steph, we're hoping that there's going to be close to 30,000 fans here tonight. There's so much at stake. How are the Ireland team going to manage this occasion?
Look, it's a fantastic occasion, as you said, getting to play in the Aviva in front of so many fans. I think the girls really have kind of taken that in stride the last few games we've played here. They've enjoyed playing at the Aviva Stadium. I think on Friday night we've seen a lot of nerves, a little bit of caginess in the game. Tonight we're at home, it's up to us to show what we're about, and I think the girls will be up for it. There's definitely going to be a little bit of nerves there, but as Judy touched on, you get your first touch and you get your foot in the game, and then we'll go from there.
Karen, looking back on Friday, I don't think anybody's getting carried away with the performance, but both teams are still in it. What did you think of Ireland in Cardiff?
Yeah, look, I think we're not going to take a huge amount away from that game in terms of who's in better form and stuff like that, but I think it's what you can take from it mentality-wise. So this is the first time we've went down and come back on an occasion where we really needed to do that, so they're taking that forward. And they played a little bit below par, and they'll know that they can reach new levels. Like you say, it was a cagey affair. They were kind of feeling each other out. No one wanted to go into the second leg under the cosh and really having to open up, because neither team plays that massive expansive style. I think we have more in the locker than they do in terms of room for improvement. It's just about whether our heads are on tonight and we can bring that next level.
Yeah, well, I think we really, really hope so, Karen. We're also wondering if Eileen Gleeson is going to make some changes. Let's cross over now to Tony to find out.
Thanks, Marie. The tension is almost unbearable, you'd have to say. There's so much riding on this game. Eileen, Gleeson said in the programme notes this evening that qualifying for the Euros would be transformational for women's and girls football in this country. The stakes are that high, and winner takes all tonight. And Eileen has made one change from the 11 that started in Cardiff, and that means that Jessie Stapleton comes into the side in place of Lily Agg. Now we think she'll play alongside Ruesha Littlejohn as 2 6s, if you were. So the backline remains the same. Patton, Fahy and Hayes, the centre-backs, the wing-backs, Payne and McCabe, Littlejohn, Stapleton, and hopefully Denise O'Sullivan can get further forward with Carusa and Russell up top for Ireland. They're hoping that's the team. We noticed that Ruesha Littlejohn was doing her own warm-up earlier. We were worried about her Achilles. We're worried that can she manage to do 2 games in just 4 or 5 days in a row. But she's doing her own personal warm-up, and she looks like she'll be okay. And for Julianne Russell, it's a big night for her. Remember her comeback into international football. She's on the programme tonight, by the way. She scored against England on her comeback. She scored against France. Wouldn't it be great if she scored against Wales this evening? And speaking of Wales, their manager Rhian Wilkinson, which thinks Ireland are a very direct team, she's made 2 changes, perhaps to counter that. Josie Green comes in for Kerry Holland, and Hannah Kane comes in for Fionn Morgan. So it's a huge night. Thankfully, the weather is good. I've loads of layers on, but it's nice and warm. A little bit of rain coming down now, which will only help the game. A short time ago, I got the views of both managers. Eileen, one change, and that sees Jess Stapleton come into the side. What's her role in your view this evening?
Yeah, Jess is, good in the ball in the midfield and also really solid defensively, so she has that dual role and keep us safe and then get us out. Is it a change in formation then? Is it a change in approach? Well, you'll have to wait and see, Tony, but look, it's one change. It's 3 days in between a game, so it's tidying up in the areas that we wanted to tidy up, and then, being better in the areas that, we reviewed the first game from. Talk me through your changes this evening. You made 2, and can you tell me why?
Well, we've made some slight tactical adjustments, and I'm very fortunate that I have more than 11 starters, so this is the team that's going to start the game for us, and we'll have players coming on to finish it.
There's been a lot of talk about the nerves. There's so much riding on this. How are your own nerves?
Look, it's a very big occasion, but we just acknowledge the nerves and the excitement, but it's about staying calm and composed and kind of getting task focused and playing the game rather than the occasion. But listen, what a night to be here. I think over 28,000 tickets, Irish fans at home in our own country. Couldn't ask for a better night.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Well, we know that Eileen Gleeson likes to keep her cards close to her chest until that starting whistle goes. Karen, talk us through this Ireland team and how you think they're going to approach the game.
Yeah, I think that automatically you look at the formation, and I think the little pivot in midfield where we play 2 6s and Denise more advanced, I think that's a positive mood because you're using Jessie and Ruesha to kind of hold the fort, and that's going to release Katie McCabe and Heather Payne up the wing, something we struggle to do. We struggle to get a huge amount through midfield, and if you want your best players in the best position on the pitch where they can do damage, and that's getting Denise higher, that's getting Katie higher up the pitch and feeding better balls into Julianne and Ciara Caruso up top. We don't want them having to get into a physical battle. That's what Wales want. They talked about us being a bit agricultural, but I actually feel like it's the opposite, and we have a lot more to show technically, and I think that this formation will release that a little bit in us, and we'll be braver in the prep with that formation.
Steph, talk us through the role that Jess Stapleton might play tonight.
Yeah, I think Karen's touched off it there. I think it gives that little bit of stability in front of that back 3 to hopefully release our wing backs to get higher up the pitch, and we're constantly talking about how we get Denise on the ball a little bit more. I think this will give her a little bit more freedom in those attacking areas.
Karen, we've been waiting for this moment really to see Jessie Stapleton start in such a big game and see what she's capable of. How do you think she will cope with what's coming tonight?
I think she'll be absolutely fine. I think she's a player that's full of confidence and always has been. And not only that, she's beside the player who was, the best player that we had on the field on Friday night, Niamh Fahy, behind her, like loads and loads of experience there. Anna Patton really good in terms of like her positioning. She stepped into midfield a couple of times when we did get out easily. So she's surrounded by the right players to settle into that position quite easily today. She's not going to be expected to make those runs that Lily Agg was trying to do for the team. She's there to do a job, and I think that's primarily a defensive role, so that'll suit her down to the ground.
Yeah, and she's so mature. She's mature beyond her years. She's been around for such a long time. Steph, talk us through the Wales team now.
Yeah, so 2 changes, as Rhian Wilkinson touched on. I think it looks like it could be tactical. I know we talked a lot about the box they had in midfield the other night. We kind of thought coming in tonight that we might be able to feed off that space either side of the back three, but be interesting to see how they set up. I think a big call to take Holland out of the team. I think she's a big player for them. I think Morgan coming out, maybe not so much. I think she could be a player that maybe they're hoping to get an impact off if she does come on, because she has that bit of pace. But again, we talked about the players they have. I think overall, when we look at Ireland, I think we have enough to be able to beat Wales, but they have got some top players in Fishlock. I think Rachel Rowe had a really good game the other night as well. She kind of looked like the one who could cause us problems just with her energy and looking to try and win the ball back high up the pitch. But nothing too much. It will be interesting to see, as I said, if they change their formation anyway. But we've been looking at Wales and they have played with that box in midfield, so it'll be interesting to see if Green does just fill in that space where Holland started, or maybe be a bit of a tactical shift.
Yeah, I think it probably helps as well that both sets of teams know each other, so they're not going to be no one's going to be overawed by Jess Fishlock, because they've come up against her so often, although you could probably say the same for Katie and Denise, but we won't. Karen, look, one of the things that we need to do is we need to start getting better ball to the front players, and the positioning of our wing backs really needs to be worked on.
Yeah, and look, I think it was the first game. We didn't want to show our hand too early. We really wanted to keep it tight so that we had the opportunity to come to the Aviva and, really go at the game and take Wales by storm here. But you see from these clips, we just weren't adventurous, and I do think that was tactical. Katie playing the ball in field here, and she comes in field and stays back and closes down the space, and she's in the same line as Caitlin Hayes, when what we want her to do is get up, create an angle, and maybe get the switch play over. Again, Heather Payne, she's just pressed really well and back to goal, can't do much about it, and it's just down to positioning. And here you see Anna Patton stepping in higher up the pitch. That's what she's there to do, and this is what Heather wants to be doing. We want to be getting Heather on the ball, running at teams, and we had numbers in the box there. We just need to see a lot more of it, and if we are going to go down the route of the long ball, this is what we need to do. We need to split that back three. You have to beat the wide centre back, otherwise you're just running yourself into difficulty, which we saw too much of in the first half. This is brilliant by Patton. She breaks the line. She's brave enough to do that. She knows that Heather has gone wide and Denise is linking up, and this is exactly what we want. Well, another area of improvement probably is that decision making. Denise sees and probably hears Julianne out of her peripheral vision, but if she had looked up, Lily Agg had made a great run to the back post. So I think it just all comes down to, Eileen allowing the girls to go out a bit more, and also personally the girls taking responsibility to break lines and being brave and back the fact that we've got still 3 solid experienced centre backs and 2 holding midfielders. We should have licence to get forward a lot more today.
Yeah, and we've came through a playoff as well, so there is experience of those big days, the big occasions, and we've plenty of players who know how to win big games. One of them is player of the match from last Friday in Cardiff, Ruesha Littlejohn, and she certainly knows how to lay down a marker in big games. Well, it's round 2 tonight for her, and ahead of this evening's game, she sat down with Tony O'Donoghue to discuss how she plans to make it from 2 against Wales.
Up by Littlejohn from a long way out. Oh, it's gone in!
When did you decide? Was that just instinctive, or did you see there was a chance on you were getting a moment?
In fairness, we'd had, I need to give Emma Byrne some credit here. She takes like a wee bit of analysis on goalkeepers, so she just said, make sure if it's on, you have a strike. Sometimes keeper can be a wee bit higher up. So I think that was probably in my subconscious. Obviously the ball's come out and I've took a touch, and I think my touch has just set me up nice to just give it a wee whack. So yeah, we'll give the assist to Emma Byrne.
You and Jess Fishlock ended up in a little bit of a barney, and you got a yellow card each.
Yeah, look, I think it's two experienced players. I think she was saying to the ref, come on, she's elbowed her in the face. At the moment, I was like, that was a great header. I don't know what the problem was, but as you see it, watch back, my elbows kind of caught her just on the side of the face. But the two of us haven't really jumped, and she's sort of caught under me, is how I seen it. And then I think, yeah, Jess was saying to the ref, come on, ref. And I thought, right, you, out of the way. So that was it. Maybe I took the bait a wee bit there, but that was it. It was all handbags at the end of the day.
Well, it was a classic local derby in a way, wasn't it? I mean, there were scores being settled, and there will be again tomorrow, no doubt.
Absolutely. Tomorrow's massive, we all know that. But I think it's, we're going to need to be cool. There might be a wee bit of cat and mouse being played with both teams, but we'll have to keep the heads and, but still make it competitive. We're asking our players, especially our centre-backs, I thought they stepped in a few times. They were solid, and we'll be asking them to do that again. And obviously in the midfield, we'll be up for the battle. They've got some big players in there, so Denise, whoever's in there, we'll all be up for it.
Can you imagine if Ireland qualify, what it'll do to the country?
Oh God, looking at Australia, the amount of people that were in Australia, it was mental. I remember that second game against Canada, that was like playing at home. Obviously Switzerland, it's not too far a flight, so expensive though, so hopefully everyone's saving their pennies and we'll get there. But yeah, it'd be great to see a big turnout if we got there. But Irish fans are fantastic, they go everywhere and they create such an amazing atmosphere, so hopefully they'll be doing that tomorrow for us.
Rhian Wilkinson seemed to suggest that, you know, Ireland are a very direct team and that we kind of sucked Wales into playing that way, which she doesn't want. Is that a bit of an insult?
If that's how she sees it, that's how she sees it. I think, from my point of view, I don't think both teams played particularly good football, but we'll see who plays the best football tomorrow, or is it going to be a battle tomorrow? I don't know, but I'd be looking to hope that we can play a bit better football too and control the game a bit better. But look, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what happens in the game, it's just about the result at the end, so that'll be the most important thing.
Back here at the Aviva Stadium, it is almost the time for the game to get underway. Karen, do we need to play good football, or does it matter as long as Ireland win the game?
We need to play better football than we did on Friday night. We need to get Wales on the back foot. We need to have more sustained periods of pressure, because we saw when we allowed Wales to have purple patches, they can damage us. I don't think they do it with the same, you know, frequency or the same pace that we have the ability to do it with, but it's important that we snuff that out early. So it's not hugely important that we play well, but we need to play better if we're going to win.
Stephanie, we've gone through this whole pre-match build-up without mentioning the possibility of extra time and penalties. What do you reckon?
Let's hope it doesn't go to that. I think, as Karen said, I think we have enough to be able to take this game. I think we need our big players to show up with class and show character. I think if they do that tonight, we'll win the game.
Karen, how important is it to be home, to be at the Aviva Stadium with that home crowd cheering this team on?
Yeah, I think that's what they thrive off now. You know, previously when we were away to Scotland, it almost felt like it took the pressure off a little bit, but we've grown the game so much since then. And the girls keep talking about wanting to make this stadium their home and keep selling out crowds and improving. And you look around today and there's huge amount of support behind these girls. So if we want this to be home, we have to make it home and perform here tonight.
And Stephanie, think Wales are probably in the same situation. They've never qualified for a major tournament.
Yeah, look, it's a big game for both nations. We spoke about this on Friday. You know, Wales have never got there. They've got some senior players in that team. It'll be probably their last chance to get to a major tournament. So it really does depend who turns up tonight and who shows, as I said, that real character to grab the game and go and win it.
Listening to the crowd and seeing the amount of people here, Karen, you can't help but at least hope that Ireland are going to put on a performance tonight.
Yeah, it does. And even listening to Ruesha's interview and in mention of Switzerland, you get excited. You want to be looking up the plane tickets as soon as the match ends and the final whistle blows. Look, that's what we want. We want to kick on from the World Cup. This is our opportunity to say, yes, we are developing as a nation and we can keep going in that trajectory. If we don't, there's going to be a lot of questions asked and we don't want to be the ones answering.
We want to be celebrating at the end of preferably 90 minutes. Hopefully we will get to that anyway. It's a time to hand over now to our commentary team now of Anya Gorman and Des Curran.
Thank you, Marie. And so it comes down to this, a qualification campaign that started for Ireland back in April in France will end on home soil against their near neighbours Wales. A deadlock first leg, at times open and entertaining, at others cagey and conservative, with all of course knowing there was this second decisive leg to come. Now though, no safety net, it's all or nothing for tonight's victor, the spoils and a piece of history to boot. For the vanquished, the anguish and agony of another fruitless Euro qualification campaign. A rocking atmosphere, ticket sales confirmed over the 25,000 mark yesterday. And when we arrive today, 28,000 plus by kick-off. We could be looking at close to 30 for what is the Ireland women's team's fourth game here after the Nations League win against Northern Ireland and those games earlier in the year against England and Sweden. Anya Gorman alongside me. Anya, big night.
Yeah, it's a very exciting night here in the Aviva in front of our home crowd. A chance to make history again and qualify for first ever European Championship. So yeah, really excited. I'm sure the players are a little bit nervous as well, but that's normal. But once the kick-off's taken, it'll be full focus.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain upstanding for Around the Field.
Ireland and Wales had faced off before at Markets Field, at Talca Park, at Delymount, at the Carlisle Grounds, at Turner's Cross earlier this year in Tala. But for this, the biggest meeting of all, fittingly, it is the National Stadium. Ireland with home advantage and seeking to make that advantage count tonight. Eileen Gleeson makes one change from Friday night as Jessie Stapleton comes in. Liag drops to the bench. Nia Fahy, a survivor of the Euro 9 playoff loss to Iceland, again anchors the back three. And despite little club football and that nagging Achilles injury, Ruesha Littlejohn seeking to shine again in that key midfield area, along with Denise O'Sullivan, who wins her 119th cap, in doing so drawing level in the all-time 4th position standings with one Anya O'Gorman. Spanish team of officials, led by Marta Huerta de Aza, who became a central figure at the last World Cup. Maybe more on that anon. What of Wales? Rhian Wilkinson makes two changes. Josie Green and Hannah Kane come in for Kerry Holland and Fionn Morgan. Their own back three of Rhiannon Roberts, Hayley Ladd and Gemma Evans turned in a strong united 90 minutes in Cardiff. The side captained by Anhara James of Seattle Reign, her teammate at club and country, Wales record scorer Jess Fishlock, eyeing a place in next year's finals, by which time she will be 38 years young.
Yeah, Des, we obviously see a few changes for the Welsh side tonight. Green, it'll be interesting to see how they line up tactically, and whether to stick with their same formation with the three at the back and the box in midfield, because Green is traditionally a centre back. Or if she plays on right wing back, is she going to play quite a defensive role to try and nullify the attacking threat of Kane McCabe?
And Hannah Kane coming in as the second change at the age of 24, just coming back from her second ACL injury, only back to fitness in October. She's not started a game for Wales since October of last year.
And for us, Des, as well, with Jess Stapleton coming into side instead of Liliag, who's quite traditionally a defensive player as well. If herself and Ruesha Littlejohn sit in front of that back three, can we release Katie McCabe and Heather Payne a little bit more and get Denise O'Sullivan more involved in the play going forward?
Yeah, what a night for Jessie Stapleton, just 19 years of age, from Ballyfermot, and all there are probably here tonight to cheer her on. A player with immense potential and a huge future ahead, but for her the future is now in the starting 11 for Eileen Gleeson tonight. It truly is a game of the utmost consequence. Which side, we wonder, can hold their nerve, which side can take those chances when they come, which side will handle the undoubted pressure best. The answers to be found over the next 90 minutes, or possibly more, as our summer plans are decided on a fresh December night in Dublin. It will be Ireland through Jessie Stapleton to get us underway. Final checks from our match referee. So here we go, one game to decide it all. History beckons for Ireland or Wales tonight. Early piece of defending for Rhiannon Roberts to do, one of the stars for Wales at that first leg. Here goes Denise O'Sullivan taking on Anhara James, her one-time teammate at North Carolina Courage. It's a front foot start from the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, good start, Des, and you can obviously see that the set piece that they worked on in training and rewarded with a corner kick early doors.
And just looking as Eileen Gleeson looks on, there was a little three-player get-together there between Katie McCabe, Denise O'Sullivan and Ruesha Littlejohn in terms of what the plan with this set piece is. An early breakthrough would settle a lot of nerves. Here we go then. Littlejohn to put it in there, too close to the goalkeeper though. And a confident early take from Olivia Clark. Ruesha Littlejohn perhaps played more minutes in that first leg than we would have expected her to. A testimony to how she's managed that injury. Here she is nicking it away from Fishlock. A lot of mention in the Wales press conference yesterday, Anya, about the stadium, about the pitch, just the significance of it, and how important to that end the recent Aviva experience for the Irish team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Des, it's invaluable to the Irish team. And even the experience for some of the players who've already played in a playoff.
Here goes Heather Payne getting into the penalty area. Ambitious appeals from the Irish fans for a penalty. Referee waves it away.
Good to see Heather getting forward though, early doors. Just a little flick on from Ciara Carusa, and Heather Payne just drives into the box, and I don't think there was much in it.
Strong piece of defending from Jem Evans of Liverpool, from the Rhondda Valley in Wales. Handed the jersey from Griffiths, but Payne continues on, and she's won the corner. Rhian Wilkinson. A lot has been mentioned as well of that February friendly win for Wales in Tala. She was in the stands, having just been appointed. Game that also marked Eileen Gleeson's first as the permanent manager, having started in the caretaker role. Second corner inside the opening 3 minutes. And this time it's the left foot of Katie McCabe to deliver. Nia Fahy on the move around the back, along with Patton and Hayes. The three obvious threats here. Corner taken short to O'Sullivan. And just a little bit of a mix-up.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed with that, Katie and Denise, but really good early pressure from Ireland. We've already won 2 corner kicks.
Well, for Eileen Gleeson, a contract set to come to an end at the end of this qualification campaign, so a big night maybe in a few levels for her. Clark with ball out to Fishlock. We saw Anna Patton quite a bit on Friday night when the opportunity is there to push a little bit further forward, get on the ball, use her passing range. She takes it. Had the pacey Fionn Morgan to deal with in Cardiff. McKenna Kane, maybe similarly quick, and here she is getting her first touch. Taken away from her by Littlejohn, calmly done by Hayes. Now McCabe, Julianne Russell points once this early. And her pass has been picked up here by Kane. And on she goes. Good work by Kane. Fahy makes sure of her clearance. With an early little indication of what Hannah Kane might bring here. Just her 10th cap. As Denise O'Sullivan is hauled down. Josie Green, one of the 2 changes tonight, the offender.
And we can see the threat already of Kane going forward. There's that pace she possesses as well.
McCabe calls Littlejohn to her. Rowe looking to make a challenge. Then the first big 50-50 of the night is McCabe against Green. And it won't be the last. Fiery second half on Friday evening. 2 players wholly committed. McCabe again, flips it forward towards Russell to resume her tangle with Rhiannon Roberts. No surprise on at the early minutes, not much space, not much time to breathe in possession.
Yeah, it was always going to be like that after a cagey game on Friday night coming in here. I think it'll take a little bit of time just to find our feet and find our composure, but so far it's been a good start.
Rhian Wilkinson's comments post the first leg weren't overly well received, I think, in the Irish camp about that direct approach as the Wales coach saw it. She's also said she feels Wales have another level or two in them and hope to show that tonight, and that the pressure is all on Ireland here as the home team. That's loose from Littlejohn. Here goes Rowe. Kane and Fishlock make their move, smuggle through. Oh, Fishlock looking to step over and let Kane get in almost for Wales. And then Green's effort comfortably taken by Courtney Brosnan.
Yeah, just a misplaced pass there by Ruesha Littlejohn. But good cover again by Anna Patton, gets across really well, and Aoife, he just slows down the attack.
And that bounce kinder, Hannah Kane was in on goal. Ladd across, getting physical with Carusa. Gemma Evans. Hayley Ladd again. Pressure there from Ireland straight away.
Yeah, that's a really good press by Ireland. You can see Ciara Caruso straight in. Denise O'Sullivan second in behind her, and rewarded with a throw-in.
O'Sullivan closed down by Fishlock. Patton back to Fahy. 115th cap for Niamh Fahy this evening. Hayes, in contrast, just her 17th. Carusa looking to set off down the channel, wins the throw-in. Plenty of mobility in that Ireland front two for that Wales back three and wing-backs to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely, a handful.
O'Sullivan. Littlejohn, Rowe again busy. Caitlin Hayes trips it for McCabe, almost.
Yeah, the right idea. You can see Katie McCabe demanding that just in the space in behind Green as well, just test them early, but it did start to drizzle earlier. I was down pitch side, so there is a little bit of zip on the pitch.
For Ireland, given the group draw, the playoffs were always going to represent the route to Switzerland next summer, and their seeding in these playoffs was key, offering them in the end this chance in front of their own fans in Dublin to create another bit of history. Katie McCabe and Josie Green arguing their case, and no sooner does the referee step away, they're at it again. Julianne Russell unable to keep it in play, frantic, and a little fractured in these early minutes as this derby settles down. This most consequential of derbies. 23rd meeting of the nations, Ireland very much with the upper hands, but as we saw on Friday, little to separate these two currently. Hayes wins the header over Kane, and then a big collision that might require the arrival of the medical staff here. Jessie Stapleton and Heather Payne.
She's up on her feet, Des, so that's a good sign.
And she was just blindsided by the arrival of Heather Payne with her eyes on the ball, Jessie Stapleton. Rowe on the move. Unable to get beyond Hayes, tidied up by Littlejohn, now McCabe. Waits for the contact, which duly arrives.
Yeah, Katie McCabe played for that, and she played for it well, and won the free kick. And I think we'll see that as the night goes on. There's a little battle already early doors going on between Green and McCabe.
Josie Green at Crystal Palace, where she's got a couple of Republic of Ireland teammates, and Lizzie Atkinson and Abby Larkin. Lots of players on the pitch tonight who know each other really well. Kane sprinting to try and close down Patton. Carusa, good touch to take it in. Stapleton, nice step away from Fishlock. Patton, O'Sullivan. No route forward for Payne. Seen Denise O'Sullivan already, Anya playing very advanced, and maybe that as a result of Stapleton going in alongside Littlejohn just gives her that little bit more freedom.
Yeah, absolutely, Des. We alluded to it in the build-up, and here's Julianne Russell.
Good looking cross as well, and Rhiannon Roberts defending that near post impressively. Not easy with Carusa there or thereabouts. Here is McCabe, digs out a cross, but no one at the back post. And now Lily Woodham, Wales' first leg goal scorer, can play it away. Second half or second leg that started pretty much like the first did. Wales with one striker up front. Everyone else dropping in when Ireland are in possession.
Yeah, and it's been a hectic start, but I think we'll just start to find a little bit of rhythm. Denise will popping into pockets like this, and then if we can stretch their back three up top.
Neatly done by Heather Payne. Here is O'Sullivan. Shaking off the close attentions of Alice Griffiths, wherever she was. Denise O'Sullivan on Friday. Griffiths of Southampton wasn't too far away from her. Heather Payne, one of 5 in the starting 11 who started in Glasgow 2 years ago. Courtney Brosnan's penalty save, Amber Barrett's historic goal that sent Ireland to her first ever major finals. Now the aim to go back-to-back. Evans strong against O'Sullivan. Stapleton has her pocket picked by Fishlock. Here's Rachel Rowe. Littlejohn blocking off that ball into Kane. Now McCabe. Setting off down this left-hand side. James, little ball to Rowe, very quick feet. And just nicked by Littlejohn to bring the free kick.
Yeah, Littlejohn just comes in there and catches Rowe and just stops her momentum going forward.
Took up a really good defensive position just before that, Ruesha Littlejohn. Reading the ball, the attempted ball through to Hannah Kane. A nice angle this for the left foot of Lily Woodham. Another currently with Crystal Palace on loan from Seattle Reign. Nice area to drop this into. Tempting delivery as well. Excellent first defensive header of the night for Nia Fahy. Put back in by Griffiths. Fishlock gets a touch and we'll get another here. Came at her quickly, took it impressively, but straight down the throat of Courtney Brosnan.
Yeah, great composure by Courtney. Just falls here to Fishlock and she takes a strike at it, and a comfortable enough save for Courtney Brosnan in the end.
18 years, an international player, Jess Fishlock. Foul on Green. Will bring another position for Woodham if she wants it. This one a little deeper though, she's going to leave it for Roberts. Manchester United's Hayley Ladd and Jenna Evans. Woodham. And Griffiths. In that midfield with Anne-Harad James. Roberts towards Kane, Fahy did enough. And good cover around the back from Heather Payne. Back in by James again. No flag against Fishlock, and Brosnan out bravely. The flag does go up now.
Yeah, it was offside, but you can see that Wales are trying to get them early balls into the box, and Courtney came out and smothered it anyway. But you can see how dangerous Jess Fishlock from that number 10 position. She's really dangerous at making them late runs into the box. So you can see anytime the ball goes wide for Wales, they're trying to find Jess Fishlock with them late runs into the box, so she needs to be watched.
6 goals in their qualification group, including one against Kosovo that brought her the Wales record. He's had a stellar career. Hoping that qualification for a major finals will be the cherry on top. Here's O'Sullivan. Hayes, straight at Woodham. And her at James. Lovely ball outside of her right boot. Green needed someone to get across. It's been charged down by McCabe. Green pulled her back. The referee hasn't given anything here, and the tackles continue to fly in. And Katie McCabe is going to get booked for dissent here. She was definitely pulled back initially, and once that wasn't given, she went in hard with the tackle, and then too much to say to the referee.
Yeah, and initially McCabe did really, really well to intercept the ball and got ahead of Green, and then Green gets back in, and yeah, it's just a late challenge. And it sees Katie McCabe go in the book early doors.
Well, between the tackle and the dissent, it's a yellow card that can't really argue with. I think Katie McCabe's point, though, before that was well made. Certainly a tug on the arm, and a very obvious one. But for a player that likes the physical side of things, she'll have to walk a very careful line now, the Ireland captain.
Yeah, and it's part of Katie's game. I think it's what makes her so good sometimes. She just plays on the edge.
Payne nudges it forward towards Julianne Russell. Woodham launches it into the Dublin night sky. And Patton will settle for the throw-in. Rhian Wilkinson did so much as a player. 181 caps for Canada. A World Cup semi-finalist and quarter-finalist at either ends of her 4 World Cup appearances in 03 and 15. Evans back to Clark. Hurried by Russell, gets her clearance away but overcooks it. And that's what Julianne Russell brings on top of everything else she brings.
Yeah, it's good pressing, it just sets the tempo for the game.
Roberts gets it away to Green. Had a ball inside to Rowe, instead went down the line where Fahy wins the throw in off Hannah Kane.
Yeah, brilliant defender there by Niamh Fahy. She reads the game so well across the back line. No teams really, I think, got any rhythm in their play yet. It's still kind of similar to Friday night, still a little bit cagey. You can see what Ireland are trying to do, get their wing backs a little bit higher, get Denise O'Sullivan a little bit more involved in the game. Julianne Russell at times is peeling out wide just to stretch that back line, but I think then we need to be able to find Ciara Caruso so the ball sticks up top.
Ireland making stealthy progress along this near side. Let's wait for the run of Denise O'Sullivan again. Katie McCabe bides her time. O'Sullivan again. Russell. And Green managed to get herself between Julianne Russell and the ball. James, loose ball away, picked up by Stapleton. Spots O'Sullivan, now the run of Russell. Tries to get back to her feet in time. A cover from Rhiannon Roberts, who slices that one out of play, but what a ball from Jessie Stapleton.
Yeah, it's better play from Ireland. Actually, all comes from the left side centre-back, Caitlin Hayes stepping in, putting the pressure on. Jess Stapleton in a really good position, picks it up, and a great ball into Denise O'Sullivan.
Caruso. Stapleton looking towards Heather Payne around the back. Stapleton again has lost it, and now it's Griffiths to bring Wales away, but she's on her own and runs straight into McCabe. And then out of position, and worrying about what might break behind her. Alice Griffiths bundles over Katie McCabe.
Yeah, and it's a great counter press by Ireland. We just win the ball back and force the foul. These are big opportunities for us, Des. We know that well, that set pieces are key. Even in the absence of the likes of Louise Quinn, I think Caitlin Hayes is such a threat, and Anna Patton. And I think sometimes Niamh Fahey doesn't get enough credit for how good she is in the air either.
A party of two over the free kick. McCabe and Littlejohn. Patton peels away around the back. It's heading in her direction, and she got up to challenge and win. But there's enough pressure there from Wales to make sure it wasn't an easy finish for Anna Patton.
Yeah, and it just did enough pressure at the back post to deny the opportunity for Anna Patton to get a clean header on it.
Hayley Ladd as Wales play out from the back here. Roberts, good ball down the channel. Fahey spotted it quickly though. Across the head of Kane. Would have been stung no doubt by her part, her unwitting part in the Wales goal on Friday, but she's made a really good start here, Niamh Fahey. Cut out by Ladd at the expense of an Ireland throw-in. Katie McCabe looking to keep the tempo in the game for Ireland. Carusa looking to take on Roberts, checks back onto her right side. Denise O'Sullivan, lovely touch to get her facing goalwards. She's hit the crossbar, and Heather Payne just couldn't control it on the follow-up. As close as we've come, Denise O'Sullivan inches away.
Yeah, and brilliant play by Claire Caruso. Just checks inside, sees Denise O'Sullivan. You can see her just open her body up, which is great. She executes it brilliantly, and it comes off the woodwork.
Olivia Clark beaten, all ends up. Ireland come again, Carusa, as Wales get all in a bother. Hayley Ladd manages to rescue the situation. But Denise O'Sullivan just showing what a good first touch can do for you.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's terrific at that, opening her body, checking her shoulders.
There she goes again, that's come off Griffiths. And out for another Ireland corner. Good spell this for the home team.
Yeah, brilliant, and a reaction even to the restart. Wales kick out, our press. Julianne Russell, Claire Carusa.
Past the midway point, that misty rain still falling. As Littlejohn prepares herself to deliver. The big guns round the back again. Fahey and Hayes, Patton on the penalty spot along with Stapleton. Two-on-one out here as well if Littlejohn fancies it, and that's where she goes. O'Sullivan. McCabe buys herself a yard and lets fly Katie McCabe. Well, you always expect when she's that close to goal that she can conjure something special.
Yeah, and Katie gets a great strike away, and it just whistles wide at the far post.
Brilliant efforts, crisp and clean in the strike, Katie McCabe. Two close run things for Eileen Gleeson in the last few minutes.
And great pressure for Ireland, and you can see they've identified from corner kicks that Wales are only going to bring one out, so they tried to use it earlier. Katie McCabe, Denise O'Sullivan not afraid to try it again, and that worked the opening for Katie McCabe.
Niamh Fahey into the feet of Russell, Stapleton. Heather Payne eating up the ground here on Woodham. A foul, you would say, that didn't really need to be made. Woodham under pressure. Maybe just the adrenaline coursing through. Heather Payne got the better of her here.
Yeah, I think the enthusiasm to get there just got the better of her, and just a little nudge on Woodham.
Real energetic presence up and down that right-hand side. Heather Payne, we've seen her play in all sorts of positions, including up top. So has that natural attacking instinct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Playing in a more withdrawn position.
Yeah, it does, and she's pace in abundance. It's a position now she's more familiar with, playing for Everton week in, week out in the WSL.
26 gone, still 0-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. The seven final positions in Switzerland being decided tonight through these playoffs. 7 sides to join a star-studded cast already in Switzerland next summer. Fishlock looking to work the 1-2 with Kane. Hayes saw a chance to step in.
Yeah, brilliant, and you can see Katie McCabe stepping forward a lot more, being released a lot more, and that comes from Fahy at the back. Her communication is second to none back there, then telling Caitlin Hayes to push in.
Carusa and McCabe. Kane will look to pressurise. Fahy gets across her. Get Brosnan this time to pick out Hayes again. Neat touch inside from Rhiannon Roberts and James for Evans. Olivia Clark as Russell closes, gets it away to Evans again. Now Ladd, 99th cap tonight for Hayley Ladd at the heart of that Wales defence. Fishlock. No way through the combined efforts of McCabe and Littlejohn. Gleeson holding until she's happy with the picture she sees in front of her. Ladd stood her ground. James, lovely touch around the corner. Now a chance for Rhiannon Roberts into Fishlock. The touch has to be secure there. O'Sullivan on top of her in an instant. The exclusion of Kerry Holland tonight, Anya. She was very prominent for the minute she was on the pitch down that right-hand side for Wales on Friday. What did you make of that?
Yeah, it was a surprising one. I thought she was quite threatening down that right-hand side. Herself and Katie had a good battle, and it's just a personnel change, I think, and Rhian comes in, like we spoke about, she's a more defensive player, but my opinion, it just invites us onto them, and Katie McCabe, as you can see early doors, is trying to get higher up the pitch.
Rhian Wilkinson did speak about the players starting, but also the players she will be bringing on. You would imagine Holland falls into that category.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure she'll be using it as an impact sub at some stage, and the bench is going to be key tonight for both sides.
It could be a long night. Substitutes and the timing of substitutions could be key. Julianne Russell, clawed away by Clark. Heather Payne couldn't get it to sit down, and in the end she's just screwed it wide. Well, a couple have fell to Heather Payne, and none have fallen too kindly though.
And great play by Kier Cruz again. Julianne snake hips in the box, and Clark gets a strong hand to it, and it just didn't fall right to Payne in the end. But that all came as a result, I think, of play down this left-hand side from Denise O'Sullivan coming, peeling out wide, and a little ball down the line by Katie McCabe. And Denise O'Sullivan's been so much more involved already tonight, and that's had a huge impact on the game.
See, there was a little nick on it, goal kick given. And Heather Payne, we've seen her arriving in dangerous, threatening areas on more than one occasion already. Patton up the pitch, getting her foot in. Littlejohn and then Stapleton. That early ball again for O'Sullivan. Carusa. Strong work by Hayley Ladd, who's out of favour at Manchester United. You wouldn't think it though. Looks fresh and looks sharp. And like Nia Fahy, not playing much for Liverpool at the other ends. Both have started well. Hannah Patton. Ruesha racing with Ladd again.
Ruesha has been a real bright spark early in this game as well. I think she's been key to any goal-scoring chances we've had.
Payne muscled off it by Griffiths. Rachel Rowe. Daisy cutter towards this near side and Fishlock. Little time to survey our options here in towards Kane. Hayes gets a toe in. Breaks off O'Sullivan, kindly for Stapleton. Littlejohn. Demands it back again from Katie McKay. Big tackle coming in from Anharad James. Here goes Hannah Kane. Taken down with the ball gone to Fishlock, and the referee will bide her time and now come back. No advantage for Wales, and a free kick here in a good area now.
Yeah, it's just Ruesha Littlejohn making that recovery run and just arriving a little bit late in on Kane.
Jess Fishlock, he's got the ball in her hands. 46 goals in now 158 caps. The left-footed option of Lily Woodham as well. Four in the wall for Courtney Brosnan. It's going to be Woodham. It's a good strike as well, and draws a sharp save from Courtney Brosnan.
The ever-reliable Courtney Brosnan. She's in the right position, gets across the goal, and just pushes it out for a corner kick.
Good strike from Lily Woodham, just couldn't get enough whip on it to get it further into the corner. And she will take the corner that results from that Brosnan save. Plenty of these situations to defend Wales, now one of their own to attack. Woodham over the head of Roberts, away by Hayes, back in by Rowe, and then on the turn Brosnan forced to claw another one away. Two good saves in quick-fire fashion from Courtney Brosnan.
Absolutely, it just falls down here to strike. A bit of a ricochet, a little one, but a great reaction save by Courtney Brosnan. I think she sees it late as well and gets down really well.
Sharp turn and shot from Rhiannon Roberts. Well, Courtney Brosnan on the double, keeping Wales at bay. First half developing a nice to and fro nature. That one all the way around the back. And despite the appeals of Josie Green, nothing wrong in Jessie Stapleton's defensive efforts in the eyes of the match official. And she's off her seat, and she'll be a bit happier with the last few minutes, certainly the attacking threat that they've shown. Hayes just gets a little bit too much on that for O'Sullivan. Little over 10 to go in this first half. Fiercely fought as we anticipated it would be. McCabe seemed to go into the back of Green there.
There hasn't been much in it, Des, early on. I'd say Ireland are slightly edging it, probably had the better chances, albeit Courtney just had to make two good saves. Both sides kind of cancel each other out a little bit, trying to draw the opposition in and play the ball outside them right and left centre backs over the wing back's head.
Knocked away by Niamh Fahy. O'Sullivan given the shout, she had a little bit of time there. That's the benefit of the whistle. Really good midfield battle already. James and Griffiths against O'Sullivan. Littlejohn, Stapleton. Niamh Fahy in the thick of it. Now would be a quite opportune moment to find her second international goal. McCabe drills it in. Strong header away by Ladd, breaks for O'Sullivan, sets up McCabe again. Good crossing angle. Taking on Fishlock, has the beating of her. Taking on all comers, lost her footing, lost possession. Ooh, and then she's gone in on Rachel Rowe, and the Wales bench not at all happy with that. And the referee, what's she going to do here? Katie McCabe already booked. And I think this is very much final warning territory. An intake of breath from the stadium.
Yeah, she just lost her foot in there, and then I think swipes out maybe. And knee clash, but final words from the referee, and I think Katie McCabe will just need to be careful for the remainder of the game.
I don't think the next foul even has to be an over-the-top one. I think the referee has marked her card now. Roberts up towards Kane, dominant win in the air from Caitlin Hayes. Griffiths out to Woodham, seeking Fishlock, hit only Stapleton, now Rowe. Even tidy in possession, the work rate of Russel there again. Adamant the final touch was a Welsh one. Click on from Green, Hayes there again. And Harry James, too much on that for Fishlock. And certainly the last 10-15 minutes have brought an increase in intensity and incident. Still none the wiser though in terms of that scoreline. Ladd wins the header against Carusa. Race on here, Fishlock and Payne. It's the younger legs of Heather Payne that get there. Woodham into the feet of Kane. Fahy goes to ground, but crucially, that's enough of the ball. Russell looking to play in Payne down that far side. Niamh Fahy. Hayes, Carusa peels away towards this near side. Pass read and dealt with by Roberts. How's your football these days, Rhiannon Roberts, in the warm climate of Seville? Cold night in Dublin tonight, as Payne gets on it in the penalty area again. Patton swings it round the back. Carusa's gone to ground. Adamant. There was something untoward from the Welsh defence there. McCabe back in again. Carusa couldn't get a touch. Payne. Well, just in the end, had to almost toe poke it goalwards. Clark could claim comfortably.
Yeah, and this is just Patton with a whip into the box, and it did look like Ciara Caruso was just tugged on the arm as the ball went in, and this is Katie McCabe's earlier delivery. This is an excellent delivery, and it falls to Heather Payne at the back post and just doesn't manage to compose herself to get a good shot away.
I think in the normal run of events, Caruso certainly had a case there. Just seemed to be grabbed around the hips by Rhian and Roberts, but the Spanish referee tonight, she's let quite a bit go. Josie Green. James back to Clark.
And Heather Payne's done brilliantly all game to get herself into them positions at the back post.
Tidied up by Roberts. Caruso. Finds herself that yard. McCabe. Upended by Anne Howard James. And a free kick in a good area here. And Katie McCabe and a few of the Wales substitutes exchanging a word or two after that one.
Yeah, look, I think obviously there's a lot of edge to the game. This is a little bit of edge we see, and Katie McCabe does really well to win a free kick there, and this is another really dangerous opportunity for Ireland.
Yeah, there's a nice undercurrent to this game.
As we knew there would be, Des.
Can Ireland make one of these set-piece deliveries count? McCabe steps away. You'd fancy to pick up a position somewhere on the edge of the box for anything that might come out her way. Ruesha Littlejohn. With the in-swinger. Not a bad delivery either. Patton and Nia Fahy in there. Denise O'Sullivan. Plenty of space on that far side now for Caitlin Hayes. Drills it in towards Anna Patton, who stayed forward. Fahy coming onto it. Oh, what an effort. Oh, she really caught that one on the meat, Nia Fahy.
Why not? Just Nia Fahy steps in brilliantly there and goes for it and struck it really well on what you could say is her not preferred left foot.
Took 104 caps to get her first goal. Well, that would have been a truly spectacular second.
Yeah, and I think Niamh's been brilliant. It has had a great start to this game tonight. You can see her leadership and her experience shining through.
Denise O'Sullivan. Ladd with a crucial tackle, Clark. Well, maybe the better option there with no one to hit was to go out of play. She's giving it straight to Katie McCabe. Now Stapleton. Two to her right, Payne and Patton. Payne puts another one in the box. Denise O'Sullivan and Russel around the back post. Lovely footwork from Rachel Rowe to bring Wales away. Flicked on by Stapleton. Griffith stood off. Here goes Julianne Russell. Offside position though. And the impetus that Ireland had built up will just be deflated for a moment. Wales with a chance to slow things down as we head towards 45 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and half-time's probably coming at a bad time for Ireland. I think we're just growing into the game a little bit more. Wales are on the back foot. We're able to push higher.
Well, the big moments in that first half surrounding Ireland's big players. Two good saves from Courtney Brosnan. Denise O'Sullivan rattling a brilliant effort off the crossbar of Olivia Clark at the other end. And then the big decision surrounding Katie McCabe. One yellow card. What Wales felt should have been a second, but the referee thought otherwise. Plenty to discuss. No goals, but definite incident in this second leg first half. But it's as you were, 0-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. And we'll take a break and get the thoughts of Steph and panel after the break.
So far, so good at the Aviva Stadium. Ireland are showing a lot of promise in their bid to qualify for a first European Championships. It's half-time. It's Republic of Ireland 0, Wales 0. To be fair, Karen Duggan, Ireland have created a lot of chances. They did what we were hoping they would do, and they're getting to attack more in the wide areas. However, there is a big cause for concern, and that is the fact that Katie McCabe is on a yellow card, and she's getting a lot of special attention from Wales.
Yeah, and I would be doing the exact same. She got herself booked very early. Better games for me that we've seen in recent times, and she's playing on the front foot, but she's playing with that edge, and unfortunately she hasn't managed to control her edge in this instance. So she wins it brilliantly, she's getting dragged back. Usually we'd see Katie go down. She'd take the opportunity to go down, tries to flick it through players, doesn't come off, and the frustration there gets to her, and she lashes out. It's a definite yellow card. They don't take her hand for apology. Why would they? You know, they know they want to rile her up. And then this instance, you know, the edge almost came out again. She did pull out of it. You can see the smile coming across her face, and she kicks into the ground. She could have easily injured herself, but she was 2 inches away from getting a red card in the first half. And unfortunately, so much hinges on Katie McCabe. A lot of our chances are coming through her and her brilliant crosses in the box. If she goes to ground one more time and mistimes it, that's it, she's gone. So there's going to have to be a lot of leadership here. If she's out of position, someone needs to step up. She can't be the one making tackles. She cannot afford to put a step wrong. It's not how we want Katie to play. We want her to be playing with that freedom and that edge, but unfortunately it has to be so contained now, because we need a full 11 on the pitch to really have a chance, and especially Katie McCabe on the pitch.
Yeah, she's our match winner. She's our leader. Steph, she's so close to crossing that line. We've seen her overhyped in the past. Do you think that she's going to be able to keep it together for the next 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think half-time is going to be good for her, just to get in there and settle it down. I think it's more so her reaction when she gets tackled, which I'd be worried about, because she has that bit of bite and she wants to bite back, but she just cannot do it. We've seen it with that last one there. Jess Fishlock is very clever coming over to the referee, making her aware of it as well. So she just has to be careful with it in the second half, I think.
We were hoping, Steph, that this Ireland team would create more chances than they did in Cardiff, and they seem to have.
Yeah, it's been better. I think we've used our wing backs a little bit higher up the pitch. We found Ciara Carusa in areas kind of out here outside the 3 foot centre backs. This is really good play as well, because she doesn't just whip it into the box. She plays it to Denise O'Sullivan in a good area, and it's just so unfortunate that it just doesn't dip under the bar. But it's good play. We're not rushing anything too much. Again, we don't just lump it into the box. We take our time with it. We work it out to Katie McCabe, gets a shot off and just hits it a little bit too wide, but it's good chances, and we want to see Katie and Denise in positions like that, being able to get chances on goal. This one here is really good play as it comes across to Julianne Russell. Great little bit of a shimmy to get away and gets a shot off, and it's a false to Heather Payne. She's just off balance trying to get that strike off. Again, it comes in here. We kind of weren't sure if it was a claim for a penalty, and we didn't get a chance to see it again too much, but Ciara Carusa is thinking she's got caught. As it comes back out, it's a dangerous ball back in from Katie McCabe into an area, and again it falls to Heather Payne, who's just off balance as she gets to have that strike off. But I think Ireland have been better. I think up until the 30th minute you would have said they were on top. I think Wales obviously had a couple of chances there, but Ireland will be a bit happier on them Friday night with the chances we've created and the composure we've shown in forward areas.
Decision making has been better as well, Karen.
Yeah, it's been much better. You know, that's why we're creating these chances. The only thing that we need to improve on is getting these shots on target. We've seen the goalkeeper again, Clark. She's flapped at a couple that led to that chance. I think that was a penalty if you look back. I also think the couple of times where Julianne went and pressed her, she has just kicked it over. Opportunity, so we can get more off her.
Okay, well, hopefully we will. There's a huge second half to come. We're going to take a very quick break. Do stay with us. More analysis after these. Welcome back. It is all to play for here at the Aviva Stadium. We've loaned Stephanie Roach out to the BBC for just a little while. She will be back for post-match. Karen, we've been talking about how Ireland have been on top for most of it, but how threatening have Wales been?
Look, they haven't been the dominant team by any stretch of the imagination, but they won't feel too down and out about it because, you know, Ireland are the better team, but at times we've fallen into a bit of a trap. Here, second balls, we need to be picking them up, and Fishlock is not the person we want to be receiving those. that's her first shot of the game. If we give her too many of them, she will get her eye in. We are very fortunate that we have someone like Courtney Brosnan on goal, and this second phase here and this save from Roberts that we're about to see, that's nothing short of world class. You know, she sees it so late, and that's kept us in the game. They are going to have more moments like that, and it's up to us to start taking our chances now so that those moments don't turn into something that will rue later on.
Yeah, and those leadership moments are going to be really, really important. We're going to rejoin Anya and Des now for the second half.
Thank you, Marie. Welcome back. So 180-minute assignment, potentially down to 45 now. Still nothing to separate these teams. The world rankings told us as much. Ireland 24, Wales 29. The two sides who are operating in different levels. Ireland in League A with England, France and Sweden. Found the going tough there, but finished in style with the win against France down in Cork. Wales up unbeaten out of Group B. Used to winning games of late, and well, they know they did it the hard way against Slovakia in that second leg. First collision of the second half is a hefty one between Stapleton and Fishlock, and bring Wales the free kick.
Jess Stapleton just comes in, little nudge in the back on Jess Fishlock early doors, and concedes a free kick.
I fancy Jess Fishlock, as she gets up, would see it as something more than a little nudge, but the end result
That's
is the
only a nudge,
same.
Des.
So Fishlock will amble towards the danger area as Lily Woodham looks to deliver with quality again. Again, Ireland hold that line. Good distance away from Courtney Brosnan. Wales will expect it to drop. Drop it does. Woodham puts it in. That one breaks all the way to the back end. Stapleton. He's got time to get her head up here. Denise O'Sullivan. Lay off. Almost picked off by Josie Green. So after that half-time break, let's see which side can settle better here.
Yeah, and I think Ireland would definitely be the happier side going in at half-time, Des. I think Wales were happy we probably got to half-time. We need more of the same now in the second half. Katie needs to remain very disciplined. She's obviously on a yellow card. And keep getting her wing back higher. Heather Payne still making that back post. Can she find a little bit more composure and keep getting Denise O'Sullivan on the ball?
I'm sure you're all likely aware of it, but no away goal rule in effect here, so a 0-0 would take us into extra time. Now the referee is going to come across here to her monitor and have a look at something. 2 minutes into the second half. On the advice of the video assistant referee. I'm not sure we saw anything far side, at least initially, so...
And it looks like the screen's not working there either, Des, which doesn't help.
In the women's game, there is no communication to the broadcasters. Oh, there it is. It's they're looking for a high foot or a handball. Hard to make out from here. I think it might be a question of did it brush the arm there. A big decision about to be made. Anna Patton, the player involved. And here we go. Penalty given.
Seems very harsh, Des, doesn't it? And especially when there was no players appealing for it in general play for it to be called back.
I think she was caught blindsided, didn't see the ball coming, Anna Patton, but the arm was out. VAR asked the referee to have a look, and the referee has given the penalty.
It looks like it hits off her head and then comes up off her elbow. That is in an unnatural position, so very harsh.
And how big this early minutes of the second half. Courtney Brosnan, we mentioned that penalty save in Glasgow 2 years ago against Caroline Weir. Could she come up with the goods again? Hannah Kane had the ball in her hand. There's every likelihood it will be Jess Fishlock to take this, though. Or will it? No, it's passed on by Fishlock. What a moment this. Hannah Kane, back from her second ACL injury, her first start for the national team in over a year, to face down Courtney Brosnan. One international goal in 10 caps, and she strokes it in like the calmest person in the ground. Wales strike first again, and now Ireland need to respond again.
Yeah, that's a complete sucker punch, Des, isn't it? The nature and the way we conceded it, the VAR decision. Obviously, Kane shows great composure to finish it. But look, we need to regroup and we can just really go for this game now.
Very calmly done by Hannah Kane. Opened her accounts in April of last year in a friendly win against Northern Ireland. But this goal means so much more to Hannah Kane and Wales. Advantage to Rhian Wilkinson's side again.
And straight away, Des, we can see some players down there warming up with intent.
Ruesha Littlejohn launches out towards the far side, and Katie McCabe picked up by Rowe. You see some space to attack here. Littlejohn stands in her way. Near Fahy. Hayes inside to Littlejohn. Fahy again. Brosnan has given her an angle. And Fahy give her a little bit of work to do. Wales on the front foot now. In front of that knot of Welsh supporters down in that corner. Wales, the side that has never made a major finals of any sort, World Cup or European Championships. But a nation where the game is very much on the up. The men's team under Craig Bellamy, and the women under Rhian Wilkinson. Positive for Ireland, the concession of the goal coming with plenty of time left on the clock. But it is a big setback. Heather Payne sets it for Anna Patton. Evans looking to attack it out in front of Carusa. And Hannah James. Ireland weren't behind for long in Cardiff, found a reasonably quick response there. They'll be hoping to do likewise here. Carusa nudged off it by Evans to allow Ladd to step in and take control. Fahy forward, picked up by Griffiths, muscled off it by Julianne Russell. And Ireland with the green shirts flowing forward here. McCabe. Russell ahead of her. McCabe into Carusa. And there is Hayley Ladd again. She's got a big game at the back. Wins the first tackle. McCabe and Littlejohn. Faced up by Josie Green, wins the corner.
Big opportunity here, Des. Another set-piece opportunity, and this is going to be a real test of Ireland's character now and quality going forward.
The wind blowing in that far corner. Ruesha Littlejohn looking to judge that and hit a teammate here. Movement towards the near post, and Patton Clark came into traffic. Took a hit in doing so, but managed to get it away. Really good delivery from Ruesha Littlejohn. Katie McCabe. Julianne Russell. Faced up by the goal scorer, Hannah Kane, who does her defensive bit.
Good whip in by Ruesha. I think it's Anna Patton arriving in late, and Clark doesn't look too assured coming under them balls in on top of her.
Stepped up to take the number 1 jersey for Wales, Olivia Clark, just 23 years of age. Left Bristol City, where she was a backup goalkeeper, to move to 20. Playing Eredivisie and Champions League this season. Heather Payne for Patton. Sullivan was waiting on it, and her James not so, and Rachel Rowe has the pace to drive Wales forward here. Still going, away from Neil Fahy. Rachel Rowe, fabulous ball around the back, and just a fraction too heavy for Hannah Kane, but what a run from Rachel Rowe.
Yeah, Des, great drive through centre midfield by Hannah Rowe. Then gets a great ball in across the box, and lucky for us, Kane doesn't get on the end of it.
Well, that might well have been a moment to have Wales well on the way. Rachel Rowe carrying with pace and purpose. Beautiful balance as well, and a delivery that was maybe 6 inches away from a telling touch. Brosnan up to go long. And Sullivan got the flick on. Here is Russell. Holds it up under pressure. Stapleton couldn't get enough on it. Roberts' header though will break for O'Sullivan. Ladd gets another foot in. A real tempo to this now that goal has gone in. Carusa taking on Roberts. Another corner. Oh, what a noise at the Aviva as Ireland look to get back on terms. Littlejohn delivers again, and Clark can take it more comfortably this time.
Perhaps Des will see some fresh legs coming on in midfield. The introduction maybe Megan Campbell, long throw, and maybe in the attacking positions too.
Well, the draw for next summer's finals will take place on December the 16th in Lausanne. That Hannah Kane penalty edges Wales just that little bit closer to it. And Olivia Clark will just have to be a little bit careful here. A bit of gamesmanship as she lets the ball roll past her to delay the restart. Referee on top of it though has had a word. Free header for Stapleton. Russell maybe had more time than she thought there, but here comes Heather Payne. Whips in the cross. Ladd there again. Patton. Payne. Took a touch off Griffiths. Good turn from O'Sullivan. And between them, Evans and Ladd sawed away, but at the expense of another corner. Ireland upping it now.
Good pressure for Ireland. We just have to be relentless now with our pressure. Get a good delivery in from this set piece.
Now will Ireland have better fortune from this near side. McCabe and carries a long way. Hayes back into the mix again. Shouts for handball right on the edge of that penalty area from the Ireland fans behind the goal of Olivia Clark. And now Wales break. Woodham inside early. Kane has a runner in James to her right hand side. The captain into the penalty area. Chance! Brosnan with a massive save. Swift breakaway. Ireland appealing for a penalty at one end. Brosnan drawn into action at the other in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, massive save by Courtney Brosnan. It's James that just steps in here and Courtney Brosnan stays strong and put it out for a corner kick, but just goes to show how dangerous Wales can be in the counter-attack.
This is the penalty shout at the other end. And did it come off the arm of Fishlock?
Yeah, it looked like she nearly kind of caught the ball there, Des, to be honest. So if there was a check at the other, at our end, there should be a check at the other end too.
A stunning break by Wales afterwards, though. The passes from first Woodham and then Kane, time to perfection to get the captain James in. Courtney Brosnan with her third big save of the night. Woodham, great delivery as Ladd was hunting it. Littlejohn made first contact. And the yellow card out for Rachel Rowe. Well, that was late, turned her back on it in the end as well, Rachel Rowe.
Yeah, and her arm was up too, and she just jumped into Denise O'Sullivan.
Emma Byrne has been booked, meanwhile. Sitting down there with Eileen Gleeson and Colin Healy. Can the trio come up with maybe a little adjustment or two? Maybe someone sprung off the bench to work this back in Ireland's favour. Rowe reading the intentions of McCabe. Kane. Strong defensive work from Caitlin Hayes. Sends it forward early. Russel had that beaten. Roberts was racing in behind. Ruesha and O'Sullivan. Backing up Roberts into the penalty area. Still Denise O'Sullivan. Pulls it back across and Ruesha just couldn't react quickly enough. Cleared by Lily Woodham. Ireland pushing, the clock continuing to tick into the last half hour.
I think this is a little bit of a time-wasting tactic here by Wales. Jess Fishlock's gone down with it, holding her head.
And our Welsh teammates are going to take the opportunity to come across and take some fluids on board and some instruction as well. Double change on the way. We saw Carrie Jones arrive at half-time in Cardiff in the first leg. And Fionn Morgan, who was left out to accommodate the inclusion of Hannah Kane, is going to come on to replace the goal scorer now. Real pace, real legs to bring in, as Ireland have to push. And Wales may be hoping to play on the counter-attack now. They've shown they can do that quite effectively. So it's going to be the end of the night for Jess Fishlock, a player at 37, almost 38, towards the end of her international career, being replaced by Carrie Jones at 21, who made her Wales debut as a 15-year-old before she was eligible to play club football. Put herself about when she came on in that first leg. And she's going to get a good bit of time here as well to show what she can do.
Yeah, and it's Morgan's pace up front that replaces like for like in Kane, I suppose, and we just have to be wary of that in the transition moment if we're going to be putting a lot of pressure on going forward. And Jess Fishlock, we know what quality she possesses too. She comes off and Jones slots in like she did at half-time in Cardiff.
A disappointing end for Jess Fishlock. Lots of experience lost here as Wales look to see it through. But fresh legs on. Put forward by McCabe. Ladd has made her first mistake of the evening. Looking to recover, and recover she does. Woodham wins the throw-in off Heather Payne. The 2 games in such close proximity. Going to be fatiguing. The use of substitutions tonight will be telling. Wales have sprung their first two. Eileen Gleeson yet to make a move. Up in the air from Fahy. O'Sullivan. Beyond Woodham, support there though from the muscular Griffiths. Any slight error from the Irish. Payne's touch there, just being seized on. We can hear the Welsh bench from where we are. Payne, O'Sullivan takes it neatly on the turn. Down the right-hand side, Russel. Payne again to cross. And Ladd getting herself in the right defensive area once more. Ireland now playing on that knife edge. And a Patton shows for it. It's in a decent looking ball as well. Stapleton caught it well, but always rising.
Yeah, it just falls to Jess Stapleton at the edge. Rock gets a good connection, but it's one of them that's always sailing over the bar. And Wales are going to be happy to sit in now, waste time, absorb pressure, so we need to really keep the tempo high. I'd like to see the introduction of a few substitutions now, fresh legs.
25 minutes, a long time though, to sit in and defend. Carusa. Roberts touch tight, Carusa spins into the penalty area. Ladd there once more. Here goes McCabe. She's gone down, and now Wales are going to the referee again, asking for a yellow card for simulation if it's not a free kick. Clark not taking any chances with anything short and intricate. Here is Woodham. Decent looking ball, that. And here's the chance just off the bench. It's Carrie Jones. And she's made it 2-0. With her first involvement, there's that breakaway. The first goal put them in that position where they could sit and defend and then counter. And 21-year-old Carrie Jones has come up with the biggest moment of her young international career. Ireland in trouble, deep trouble now.
Yeah, Des, we're all going to have to be careful of their threat up front, and Jones is in off the bench. It's Woodham. Plays one into Jones, and she's straight through on goal, and she tucks it away nicely to Courtney's right-hand side. Asking big questions of Ireland now. Can we dig deep? Can we keep putting them under pressure? I think we'll see a flood of substitutions now.
Strength initially to work our way away from the challenge of Caitlin Hayes, and then such composure. She's made some big decisions in her young career. Went from Cardiff City to Manchester United, last season Bristol City, but decided her path onwards would lay in Sweden this year. Headed to Norrköping, where she's just completed her first campaign in a 3-year deal. It was always seen as an up-and-coming star. Well, that is a goal that will see that star rise ever more. Quarter of the game remaining. A quarter of the game for Ireland to score twice to take it to extra time.
There's still time, Des. We need to keep pushing on.
You look now down to the bench, maybe the likes of Marissa Shiva, Leanne Kiernan, Amber Barrett there as well. Score of one of the biggest goals in Ireland's history.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the introduction of Megan Campbell's long throw, the pace of Leanne Kiernan.
And the Welsh fans, about 400 of them who've travelled in full voice now away to our left-hand side. They were under pressure for much of that first half, but showed when they had the opportunity that they could force Courtney Brosnan into action. And you look back at that big call from the video assistant referee right at the early minutes of the second half. That ended in the penalty, tucked away by Hannah Kane, justifying her selection and the confidence Rhian Wilkinson showed in her to start her tonight. And it's a substitute off the bench to get the second, Carrie Jones. McCabe held up literally by Josie Green, and now wants to exchange a few words with Anne Haran James, who's happy to do so. James herself will be feeling a lot happier about life now that that second goal is in. She had that great chance not too long before it, denied by Courtney Brosnan. Minutes plus additional time. Ireland want one quickly though. Littlejohn, good ball in, headed away by Griffiths. McCabe would have loved that on her left-hand side.
Yeah, it's a great delivery by Ruesha Littlejohn. There's plenty of whip on it, and you have to give credit to the Welsh defence. They've been solid all night at defending from set pieces.
There's a triple change on the way. We are going to see Megan Campbell. We're going to see Megan Connolly and Leanne Kiernan. Ruesha Littlejohn, Julianne Russel and Nia Fahy, the three to depart. And if Ireland can play the remainder of this game inside the final third, at least in the Welsh half, we will see that throw-in coming from Megan Campbell.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say we'll see a tactical tweak now. I'd say we'll go to a back four with Caitlin and Hayes in the back, push Katie McCabe on up higher up the pitch on the left-hand side.
Kerry Holland, surprisingly left out from the start tonight, is going to come on now as Wales make their third change. She will replace the impressive Lily Woodham. Eileen Gleeson desperately hoping her changes can make the desired impact. O'Sullivan. Griffiths looking to get physical again, away by Evans. Here's Fionn Morgan. Griffiths again. Kiernan forces the hurried clearance, Ireland throw in, and Payne looking to get this moving. So Heather Payne now in an orthodox right back position. Patton and Hayes in the middle, Megan Campbell left back.
Yeah, there's a
look to push more bodies forward.
Yeah, it actually looks like Megan Campbell slotted in left-sided centre-back, and it's still Patton and Hayes at the back three, and Kaden McCabe still left wing-back. But maybe it'll change as the game goes on.
The Wales bench calling that defensive line out as they drop. McCabe, Clark underneath it, but under pressure as well. And gets the whistle in her favour. It was 2-0 when the sides met in Tala back in February. Jess Fishlock and Lily Woodham with the goals under the watching eyes of Rhian Wilkinson. Took over after that game. 2-0 here tonight. Is that to be the magic scoreline for Wales as they close in on a piece of history? Flicked on by Holland. Flies into the tackle with Patton. Wales throw it. I'm just seeing out of the corner of my eye, Kira Carusa was looking to drop back in and pick up Antarat James. She's been waved back up front though by Katie McCabe. Ireland have to take some chances now. Hollins. Megan Connolly underneath it. Here comes Griffiths. Puts it over the top for Fionn Morgan. Air ball in, dealt with confidently by Hayes. Leanne Kiernan turns into the tackle of her submate, her housemate Kerry Hollins. Friendships very much put to one side here.
Yeah, a little battle there by the two substitutes coming on. Bundle of energy.
And Kerry Holland will take as long as the match referee allows her here. Harry Jones just cutting the back foot. Dispossessed by Stapleton. O'Sullivan. Griffiths. Dispossessed. Space at a premium. Ireland throw in. Payne. Katie McCabe almost playing up top now. 2 to beat though. Attendance confirmed as 25,832. Huge following for this team tonight. And they'll have their part to play in the remaining minutes here. Took on from Megan Connolly. McCabe forward towards Kiernan, who took no interest in the ball there, straight into another of her club teammates, Gemma Evans. And their eagerness to get on the ball, to create chances, to crucially score goals. There also has to be that discipline not to allow Wales these opportunities to kill the game.
Yeah, we need to find that fine line now, Des, between going for the game and not giving away silly free kicks so we can get on the ball and push forward. And even if it's at this stage, if you can win throw-ins high up the pitch with Megan Campbell on, it could be a real threat.
Leanne Kiernan yellow carded. Is there a late rescue act? It will be a very late one. A few second half stoppages means we will have time added on. Eileen Gleeson will be hoping it's generous. 11 previous competitive meetings of the nations. Wales' only previous win. Euro 2013 qualifier by a 0-0 down at Turner's Cross. They currently stand in an even stronger position here. Well, the big moments, second half on you.
Yeah, Des, look, it's been a sucker punch. I think the VAR decision for me was really tough, and we could see Kane tucking it away there, and then obviously we had to commit more bodies forward, maybe a little bit over-enthusiastic on our press. James had a chance, and then Jones got through on goal and slotted away, and we find ourselves 2-0 down. But albeit we've fresh legs on, there's still time. If we can get a goal soon, it'll give us a little bit more momentum.
Well, we're looking at what now on the clock? 11 minutes plus whatever our Spanish official will add on. A little bit of blood as a result of that collision with Leanne Kiernan for Gemma Evans. And she'll take that if it means Wales get through tonight. One of the experienced campaigners, 71st cap tonight for Gemma Evans. Every single second in this qualification campaign. And that back three has been a real bedrock for them. Patton. Flicked on by Jones. Morgan, deft little header back down to Holland. And look at the pace of Morgan here, eating up the ground. Flicks it inside. And Megan Connolly showing her defensive wares. Holland again. Trying to win something, and that something is a corner.
Yeah, great little recovery run by Megan Connolly in. You can see she's used to playing in that back line as well. It was an instinctive for her.
Well, she looks calm, she looks composed. As we said, she's such an experienced campaigner as a player, Rhian Wilkinson. Spoken about how proud she is of this group of players. They're almost there. Rachel Rowe, effort cannons off Patton. Rowe again. One of those they'll want to get the ball to. Carries it, keeps it, Rachel Rowe. Likewise Holland. And they combine here to take it into the corner. And they've got the decision as well. Wales throw-in.
Nothing's going our way really at the moment, Des, is it? And I think there's a little bit of frustration creeping in.
Another change on the way for Wales. The very versatile Ella Powell.
Yeah, and I can see, I think we're going to see the introduction of Izzy Atkinson and Abby Larkin as well, which will give us a little bit more firepower going forward.
And Griffiths, who was a bit part player under the previous regime. She has had a big influence tonight in that midfield with Anhara James. And it's Ella Powell of Bristol City on for the minutes that remain. Throws it to her club teammate Fionn Morgan. Maybe the pitch invader, so there'll be another stoppage in play here. Draped in an Ireland flag, but not what the Ireland team needs right now.
Yeah, Des, just looking at Ireland's shape now, it is actually gone to back four with Jess Stapleton right back, Caitlin Hayes, Anna Patton centre, and then Megan Campbell left back, and Katie McCabe's obviously pushed even more central and on higher up the pitch as the game's gone on.
And the final roll of the dice from Eileen Gleeson will bring the youngsters, 23-year-old Izzy Atkinson, the teenager Abby Larkin. They won't have much time, but can they affect it? Flicked on by Kiernan, Carusa. Anhara James, leading by example, the Wales captain. Rowe. Still in play. Looks like it's gone out now for a goal kick. Rachel Rowe, a big factor in this second half as well. Here come the changes. Denise O'Sullivan comes across to receive some instruction. Heather Payne is going to be replaced, so too Kira Carusa. So the inseparable pair of Abby Larkin and Izzy Atkinson on. Kitchen sink time now for the Republic of Ireland. Kicked on by Patton. James like a magnet to the ball in these minutes since that second goal has gone in. Campbell Oh, Kiernan hunting down Rhiannon Roberts and forcing the corner.
This is a key moment, Des. We need something from this set piece.
All the outfield players, bar Abby Larkin, heading towards the penalty area. One goal here to set up a grandstand finish. Megan Connolly with the in-swinger. Clark skims up her knuckles and out for another corner. Showed courage to come for that, the goalkeeper. McCabe, Clark pinned and can't get there for this one, cleared off the line, but in now! That's the moment they needed, it's Anna Patton. Wales thought they had survived the first effort, cleared off the line, but great reactions from Anna Patton. Got there once and twice. Now fasten your seatbelts, what a 5 minutes plus we're in for here.
Brilliant from Anna Patton. She reacts really well. Great clearance off the line, and she puts it away in the second opportunity.
3-2 on aggregate now. Wales maybe making the changes to settle into a more defensive posture. Ireland throwing on the attacking players they can. A little bit of momentum and crucially a goal to work with now. Lifted forward by Jessie Stapleton. McCabe with the flick on. Kiernan. Roberts with the tackle. Here's Izzy Atkinson. Just didn't sit for her. Katie McCabe has taken a knock. She's not the only one. Rhian Kiernan down off the ball. Play continuing. There you could see it was Rhiannon Roberts and the ball straight into the face of Leanne Kiernan. Megan Campbell, oh that's a tempter, headed away by Evans. And Wales keep their composure here as Ireland get about them. Over the head of Fionn Morgan. Patton, what an addition she's been, made her debut back at the start of the qualifiers in France. O'Sullivan has to battle for it and does so. Megan Connolly out to Abby Larkin. Has a look. Here comes the cross. Evans gets a toe to it. Connolly. Anywhere will do from Rhiannon Roberts. Ireland start again. Jessie Stapleton. Larkin. Patton smuggles it through. Kiernan has done well to dig it out off the floor. Larkin swings in the cross. This one too close to Clark, but she's taken it behind, and that's going to be a corner.
This is massive again from Ireland. Des, good play by Abby Larkin down the right-hand side. Probably not the delivery she wanted it, but she forces Clark to concede the corner kick.
What an ending. The Aviva is bouncing. Fans behind that goal trying to will this ball in. All eyes on Anna Patton and Caitlin Hayes again. Hayes wins the header. Denise O'Sullivan. She tried to take out Morgan there. Back to her feet, Denise O'Sullivan, but hobbling. Courtney Brosnan down the middle. Patton stays forward. Kiernan Didn't find the touch he needed, and Clark can clear. Now Clark has gone down now, and the Irish fans not happy. You can hear their reaction to what they see as a player killing the game here.
Yeah, absolutely, Des. Very frustrating.
I think the referee's not having it, or is she? Well, the goalkeeper's down, so if she requires attention, it has to come on. And there's a real set-to going on down the technical area. Colin Healy getting involved with one of the Welsh coaching staff and the fourth official standing in between. That's one of those things in the game. We see it so often. Goalkeepers going down, and if there is a genuine problem for Olivia Clark, we would apologise, but it's a tactic you see time and again.
Yeah, I think it happens too often, Des, as well, to be honest. Like, the goalie going down so the opposition can regroup. But obviously we know Wales are under severe pressure here. We still have to be notified 8 minutes at a time, so there's still plenty of time left here for Ireland, so we need to just keep pushing on and get another goal.
And that brings a huge cheer, and this will also, Megan Campbell has come across it for the first time since her introduction. Once Clark is good to go again, this will be heading in her direction. Wales very much in the lion's den now. Megan Campbell winds it up. Huge distance on the throw-in. Hayes gets the flick up. And is there again and keeps it alive. Stapleton didn't get the purchase she needed. Fionn Morgan working with Jones. Ireland throw-in. And Megan Campbell is going to take every inch of the generous off-field allowance here at the Aviva. She could hit the back post here if that's her target. Campbell hurls it in, right on top of Clark, and hooked towards the goal off the line again. And Hayes' effort beaten away by the mass ranks of the Welsh defence. Hayley Ladd on the line. Now the referee is being asked by the Ireland players to check something.
I reckon they want to check if the ball went over the line from Caitlin Hayes' effort.
VAR is happy it didn't. That Ladd was well positioned. Campbell. Nice flat delivery this time. Bodies go to ground. Ireland appeal again, not given. Rachel Rowe looking to bring Wales out. Campbell. Laid off by Atkinson. Stapleton. Saul McCabe. Couldn't hit her though, and Hollands tries to keep Wales on the ball and give that overworked defence a little breather. 5.5 minutes still to go. Brosnan can advance here as Wales retreat. Out towards this near side, over the head of Kiernan. Snaps into the tackle.
We can see now Anna Patton's started to move higher at the pitch. I don't know if she's recovering back into position now, but she's in more of a central position, and just Megan Campbell and Caitlin Hayes holding the fort.
There's a few walking wounded out there. Morgan squeezing Jessie Stapleton. Caitlin Hayes, Anna Patton both up the pitch now. O'Sullivan touches it on. It's Leanne Kiernan! Oh, last ditch. And what an effort from Rhiannon Roberts to get across. Leanne Kiernan denied.
Yeah, it was a little flick by Denise O'Sullivan, and Roberts just gets across Leanne Kiernan, and it's a great block.
Goal-saving challenge. O'Sullivan sets up McCabe. This will come to O'Sullivan again. Decision time. O'Sullivan deflected onto the roof of the net. Wales hanging on.
And it's Roberts again. It's Katie McCabe into the box that lands to Denise O'Sullivan. It's Roberts again. It gets across and makes the crucial block.
Megan Connolly. Wales make first contact. It's Rhian and Roberts again. O'Sullivan. Culture touch from McCabe. That's too close to the goalkeeper though. Two managers on the edge. What a way for the campaign to finish. The tactical adjustment of a ponytail from Ella Powell. Not greeted warmly by the Irish supporters. Gets as much distance on as she can. Hayes, Brosnan has to be careful here. Ireland get away with it. Just a little bit of defensive hesitancy. Just about 90 seconds.
Box to box at the minute there. She's back defending now. She's going up to play up top with Anna Patton.
We look at the clock again. Just over 6 of the additional 8 have elapsed. Holland wins the header and off goes Morgan. Test here for Megan Connolly, who's done well to hold her up and done even better to win the ball back. Patton. Kiernan up in chase. And Ladd across again. What a huge game she's had at the heart of that Welsh defence. This could be close to it. Megan Campbell again. Courtney Brosnan midway inside the Wales half. Megan Campbell gives that one everything. Hayes got the touch. And that one out of play for a goal kick. Will there be enough time for Ireland to mount one final attack? An almost eerie hush falls over the stadium. The fans looking at the clock as well know it is almost up. They have travelled from all corners, young and old, so many young in particular, to support this team, to try and will them to a piece of history here tonight. Now their hearts about to be broken by this Welsh outfit. And Harad James. Connolly makes the header. McCabe, tired legs now, just couldn't reach and get there. James asked the referee. Wales pleading for that final whistle. They've really had to dig in defensively in these last 15 minutes or so. It's all over. It's heartbreak for the Republic of Ireland. A 13th European Championships qualification campaign has gone the way of the previous dozen, but this one likely will hurt the most. In the end, right to the end. But ultimately, it wasn't to be. For Wales, what a year. The men's side rejuvenated, and now the women's side creating history under Rhian Wilkinson. The big decision, that penalty early in the second half, the second goal off the bench from Carrie Jones put them in such a good position. Anna Patton gave Ireland hope, and they threw everything at it in the minutes that remained but couldn't get there.
Yeah, Des, hugely disappointed for the girls, the management team. I know how much they really wanted this, and going off the first half, I think we were on top, going into the second half, and then the VAR decision, I think, really put us on the back foot because we really had to go for the game and open up at the back. But the girls gave it everything to the end. We threw the kitchen sink at it, and as always, they can be very proud.
Well, for Wales, a nation that missed out in terms of World Cup qualification in a playoff final to a 121st minute goal away to Switzerland. The heartbreak of that fueled them to come here after the 1-1 first leg draw, and they've held on for the victory to create history. They're heading for a first ever major finals for Ireland, crushing disappointment, and this will take some getting over.
Yeah, and credit to Wales on the night, Des. They were clinical, they took their opportunities. I think they were excellent at the back. I think they defended our set pieces very well, which is usually a huge threat to us. So best of luck to them in the European Championships.
It went right to the end, but in the end, on the night, it's Wales 2, the Republic of Ireland 1. Wales through to the European Championship finals on a 3-2 aggregate scoreline.
There's absolute devastation down here pitch side as well, as Ireland's hopes end of reaching those European Championships, and Wales celebrate their first time heading to a Euros. Stephanie Roach and Karen Duggan are standing here beside me. Steph, what went wrong this evening?
It's just so disheartening, isn't it? I think we said first half, I thought we were probably the better team. We had chances. Came out second half. I think that VAR decision goes against you. It's a very difficult game. I think if either team goes ahead, we're both scrappy teams. It was always going to be difficult to come back and win the game. But I think Wales, in fairness to them, they managed the game really well and got their second goal on the break, and it was just an uphill task from there. I think in the second half, we only looked like scoring from set pieces. We didn't really open them up. Again, probably played into Wales' hand because they're quite good at dealing with that as well. So it's just so disappointing for the girls.
Yeah, Karen, it really is. And being here at the Aviva Stadium, they were so close. Those last few minutes, they had so many chances, but ultimately, it's Wales who are heading there. Stephanie, we'll come back to Karen in just a minute. I think all the Wales players celebrating behind us might have knocked off her microphone, but just absolute devastation for the Irish players on their home turf and agonisingly close to those Euros.
Yeah, again, we had the disappointment in the Ukraine a few years ago, so Wales players here celebrate in front of us. Look, she said fair play to Wales. I think they got the game plan quite well, particularly as they went ahead, but it was disappointing that we couldn't get ourselves back into the game towards the end as we pushed and tried with those long throw-ins from Megan Campbell and the good deliveries from Megan Connolly into the box. It just wasn't to be.
Yeah, Karen, it's just so hard for everybody. I guess it was those last few minutes where it felt like they might get something out of it, but ultimately wasn't to be.
Yeah, and that's not the way we wanted the game to go. We didn't want to be playing for maybes and might-haves and long throw-ins. Like, we wanted to be the team that could come out and dominate the possession and dominate the chances, and we did to an extent. You know, we really did in the first half, but we weren't clinical enough, and Wales were. And at the end of the day, it's a results game. You said at the start of the match, you know, does it matter how we win? No, it wouldn't have mattered how we won. We played better today, and at the end of the day, we came up short, and that's what's really disappointing. That is like almost a mindset thing. It's almost a belief thing, and you don't want to be left with what ifs, and I feel like Ireland are today.
Yeah, and we're seeing pictures of Eileen Gleeson in the huddle trying to speak to the girls, and then the contrast is the Wales players heading up to their fans, and Ireland were there when they won the playoff to go to the World Cup against Scotland. But for the players, Stephanie, for these Irish players, the hope was that there'd be back-to-back major tournaments. This feels like a really big setback.
Yeah, it does. As we said, we kind of had the expectation of this team going to continue to go to tournaments. Obviously, had the success of getting to a World Cup. We felt we were at the level now where we could go and compete again at these Euros. I think the sad part about it is that there's some players there that might not have an opportunity to play in a finals tournament again. You know, it's a disappointing thing for them. Those players, yeah, just overall disappointment. I think for football in Ireland, it's my worry now is that we don't want to see a slide. You know, I think we've had the hype of the World Cup and the hype of getting to this playoff. Now it's about trying to push forward and try and make something happen as we go forward. We don't want to see women's football slide back again.
Okay, we're going to get some reaction from these devastated players, as we can see on the pictures there. Tony O'Donoghue is with Ruesha Littlejohn.
Thanks, Marie. Ruesha, I can't imagine what it's like in that huddle. What have you been saying to each other?
Yeah, we're devastated. Team's devastated. We fell short tonight. Credit to Wales. They took their chances. Thought we played well in the first half with a few good moments, but you need to score in these big games. If not, you get punished, and we've been punished.
How significant was the VAR decision?
Honestly, like, it's just not coming into your head at the start of the game. You're not thinking about those moments. You see it back, and it's honestly, it's dreadful. Like, Patsy's going up to head the ball, and it hits her arm. Like, I don't know how you jump these days. Do you know what I mean? In football, I don't know if there needs to be a new rule. You can jump with, jump with your arms by your side, but it's so hard to do when you're in the moment in the game. So that's been a tough one for us to take, and they've just built on that. But we've still had chances, but just didn't do enough tonight.
Did it panic us though? I mean, you know, we didn't respond with the composure we might have done.
I still think we had moments, you've seen at the end there, we gave it a wrong to try and get another one back. But yeah, if I'm being honest, I think it rattled us a bit. I think none of us seen it coming, and it took us a wee bit to, you know, get to grips and kind of get back to the game plan.
You look at the last few moments there. Obviously, we know the Megan bombs into the area. But is that good enough? I mean, aren't we better than that?
Look, I think it's. If I'm being honest, I think in Irish football, it's like we really need to go into grassroots here, and we need to change our game, change our style. You look at the best teams; they're all so comfortable on the football. They want the football, they want to play, and that's everyone in the team. And I think that's the journey that we're on now. I think it's going to start from the young ones coming through. Everyone's going to get better on the football. Yes, we know we can be hard, we can be resilient. We put our bodies on lines. We've got Megan's throw. We've got big girls that can win headers. But yeah, we need to do more. If we want to consistently go to these tournaments, we need to do more.
We spoke yesterday, and I think when I mentioned Switzerland in the summer, your eyes lit up. I mean, the corollary of that now, the disappointment of not being there when the whole country was willing you to be there.
It's honestly, I think we were all going there. We all thought we were going there. We gave it a wrong, but not good enough. So we're only going to watch now.
You were involved both in Cardiff and for a long period here. At 34 years of age, you said your body was in good shape, but you know, when you look to the future, will you have another tournament in you?
Go away, have a think about it. I think nothing to rush into yet. I'd love to still play for Ireland, but yeah, I'll sit down with Eileen and that and see what the future looks like.
Thanks so much, Ruesha.
Cheers, thank you.
Now, Katie McCabe, they're looking devastated as well, and it's hard not to be overwhelmed with emotion listening to Ruesha, Littlejohn and Karen. I think we have to pick up on what she said about the grassroots, and often when we're having conversations about football and the development of Irish football, it's about boys and men's football and resources and lack of facilities and funding. But we've seen here and listened to Ruesha, the same applies to women and girls football. Needs the resources, the investment, the facilities if they want to keep going to major tournaments and keep developing. And I think tonight's a perfect time to have that conversation.
Yeah, and even more so with the girls. And we sat here a couple of years ago at the World Cup and we said, right, now's the chance to capitalise on the bounce of participation. But it's all well and good having more girls playing if they're not getting the right coaching at the right levels and enough contact time on the pitches, and it's not happening. And yes, the girls are trying really well. We have some good girls coming through. Not enough girls who are playing from a young age and have that ability to adapt tactically and technically that Ruesha speaks about there. Ruesha is a technical game. She didn't come up in Irish grassroots. The two best players that we've blooded since the World Cup, Caitlin Hayes, Anna Patton, not blooded here. Even before the World Cup, two Americans, Shiva and Farley, not blooded here. It's something we have to look at. We are lucky that we have some very, very good players right now, and they have given a great hope to the nation, and they've encouraged more and more girls to see, and you've got record crowds. But as Steph mentioned, we have to be very, very careful now that there is no slip, and that is going to come from investment, and we feel like we're harping on about the same thing over and over, but it does boil down to resources.
And we're looking at Louise Quinn, Megan Campbell, Niamh Fahey was just on there in tears, Ruesha was in tears. These players are coming to the end of their career. They're absolutely devastated. They wanted more, but they've given so much. But there is going to be a dearth of talent missing now, Steph, if these players do decide to finish up. Will you take that, Karen? Because again,
Yeah.
I'm blaming the Wales players. Stephanie's microphone has dropped out.
Yeah, we blame them for a lot. But the Wales fans, to be fair, they were in full voice all night. They were excellent. Yeah, there's going to be a gap in talent there. Was there an opportunity to maybe use this to bring in more players from the 19s? I think we were looking at taking the girls that were away with the 19s this year and giving them the 6 months before the Euros. Now we have to look a further 2 years down the line. We have to look at continuing that conveyor belt of talent and nurturing it in the right way. The under-23s hasn't come to fruition. The home-based training sessions haven't come to fruition, and you can say they're not the players that are on this pitch, but they're never going to bridge that gap between playing in Ireland and being good enough to go and make an impact in professional and being good enough to bring this Irish team to consistent major tournaments without that investment, without that belief. And we're in a sticky situation because the finances aren't there. It's not like the FAI are deciding not to do that. It's simply that we don't have the money to do it at the moment. So it's a bigger, broader question. I think that us not qualifying for this tournament, it brings it into the spotlight. It's not what we wanted to be talking about right now, but unfortunately it's a prevalent topic.
It's a really important conversation, and I think, Stephanie, when you look around and you see over 25,000 people here, a few years ago you wouldn't have got that. It shows the interest. There are a lot of young girls here who dream of being on this big stage, but they need investment in their coaching and their training and their facilities so that they can make that step up to be consistently looking at Ireland teams, either playing themselves or looking at Ireland teams at major tournaments.
Yeah, 100%. And just going back to, obviously I got cut off there, I think you mentioned a few of the players, Niamh Fahey, Louise Quinn, Diane Caldwell, Ruesha Littlejohn. I think these players deserve an awful lot of credit because women's football over the last few years have come to where it is because these players have put the effort in and put the work in to get it there. Looking to the future, I think Karen's right. We have got some very good young underage players coming through, but we need to look at our own league as well. We can't have all of our young players want to go away to play. They all want to go away to get professional contracts and play at a better level. For me, we need to try and work on our league here in Ireland and try and make it a place where they can develop their young game. And then when they're at an age maybe in their 20s, then can they go away and play in different leagues and maybe develop even more. But for me, there needs to be more focus put on the grassroots football in Ireland and our own league as well.
Yeah, it's a tough night and a very tough time to have these conversations as well, but they are important ones. We've got to have a very quick break. We'll be hearing from the Ireland manager, Eileen Gleeson, next.
RTE Sport want to give you the chance to boost your bank balance by winning €3,000 to spend as you please. You could take in the game of your choice and support your favourite team, or spend a lot on a 77-inch TV and laptop to watch all of RTE Sport's coverage in style and on the go. For your chance to win, answer this question. Which of these is the current manager of the Republic of Ireland Women's Senior International Team? Is it Eileen Gleeson or Serena Wiegman? To enter, text the word GOAL followed by your answer and name to 57886. Each text entry will cost €2.50. You must be over 18 to enter. Lines will close at midday on December 13th. Full details are on rte.ie/competitions, where the lucky winner will also be revealed.
Now a devastated Eileen Gleeson is standing by with Tony O'Donoghue.
Thanks again, Marie. And yeah, we've just seen the pictures of your players in tears. There's a lot of heartache out in that pitch tonight.
Of course. Yeah, you know, it means the players were here, you know, representing Ireland. We wanted to do the country proud. We wanted to get to Euros 2025, and we haven't. So yeah, it's devastating.
The chances that we had in the first half, not taking them, do you see that as the major reason?
I think, you know, overall the game we dominated, you know, I think 17 shots to 6. But yeah, we had chances in the first half that we should have done a lot better with quality. And yeah, it's goals wins game, and that's what's happened tonight. Of course, it's a penalty and one break from a long kick, where we were probably a little bit too high on one side, and we should do better in those moments. But yeah, if you take your chances, then you come away with a different result.
Are you disappointed? Do we lose our discipline a bit, or our shape even? When Katie got an early yellow card, and then you'd probably admit that we were lucky perhaps to have 11 players going in at half-time as well, because there was another opportunity. Did that kind of, you know, mess with the game plan?
No, and I didn't think we were lucky at all. I thought we were, you know, trying to stay composed on the pitch and keep our structure. I don't think we lost the structure. I think it got a bit feisty. I think there was a lot of provocation from the Welsh bench and their coaching staff.
But shouldn't have we been more able to cope with that?
Well, yeah, for sure. But we had got 11, and it was, you know, we came off at half-time regretting the chances that we hadn't scored, and that was the talking point about more quality there. And yeah, that's, yeah.
There was a lot of talk, especially by Rhian, about style of play and how direct we were. In the end, that was what led to us getting a goal back. Do you regret perhaps not bringing Megan on earlier or going more direct earlier?
No, I mean, as I said, we 17 shots. I don't care what Rhian has to say now or then. And yeah, we were, you know, in control in the first half, trying to keep composure with heads and the emotions. But, you know, playing okay. We didn't want to play through the centre then. That's where they were locking out. So we were looking to play around. We were getting joy with Denise popping out and Julie running. Good on the back press. And as you said, we had some chances that we should have done better with.
You said in the programme before the game, in the programme notes, that getting to Switzerland would be transformational for women's and girls football. So how much of a blow is this?
Yeah, it's a blow, but we have to go again. And we have to, you know, look forward to the next big campaign, the World Cup. But tonight is not really the chat about that. Obviously, there's a lot of devastation, disappointment and hurt. And we have to build again and go again.
But tonight is effectively the end of your contract as head coach. So for going forward, I mean, do you expect to be the manager for the next campaign in the Nations League?
It's not something I'm going to talk about tonight. We're here as a team, we've lost as a team, and we're going to support ourselves through as a team.
But you did mention women's and girls football, which was a role that you had before, but that position is filled in the FAI. Is that something that you want to go back to?
I think it was you that mentioned it, Tony, so it's not me. I'm not talking about anything else, only the game tonight. So we're going to pick ourselves up tonight and we'll go again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, thanks to Tony and Eileen. Karen, a difficult night for Eileen Gleeson there. The fact that her contract is coming to an end doesn't help the situation either. But how do you think she's going to reflect on her tenure? We don't know what's going to happen in the future. She could still be there, but from when she's taken over to now, how do you think she'll reflect on it?
I think, knowing Eileen and knowing her character, she wanted to take this team to the next level, and the next level would have been the European Championships. So in her eyes, she'll see it as a failure. It's up to the FAI now where they look at it and they feel that she's brought the team on in terms of their development, or she has maybe helped plaster over some cracks that we were there from before, and she's done a good job of, obviously we know, of building a camaraderie there, and it's a bigger question now as to whether she got the support that she needed to bring them to the next level, or whether it is her, whether we need someone new in. It's a big question. There's a lot to reflect on it, but I think personally she'll be disappointed, because this was a game where we were on top and we didn't capitalise, and it was those small moments, and ultimately the questions always go back to how we managed it, and should we have brought subs on earlier. Look, potentially, I don't know, did we overestimate the strength and depth that we had a little bit throughout the campaign as well?
And Steph, we know that Eileen Gleeson has dedicated her life really to women and girls football in this country. Does she deserve more time, do you think, at head coach level to try and impact the game?
Yeah, look, I think, as Karen touched on it, I think you have to look at where we've been. We've been to a World Cup. Obviously the aim was to qualify for a Euros, and she hasn't done that. So it's a difficult one, you know, it is difficult. Obviously, I know Eileen and I've seen what she's done for women's football in Ireland, so I would like to see her get the opportunity, but she needs the back, and there needs to be more there for young girls coming through. It's like for the last couple of years, it's been all about the senior women's team. Everything's been based around the senior women's team, and they've brought the spotlight on women's football in Ireland. But now it's about what we do for the next level. We've talked about the players that are going to be going out. We have young players coming through. Those young players now need support. Where does that support come from? So for me, it's a bigger overall question in terms of women's football than just who's going to be the manager.
Karen, when Ireland qualified for the World Cup, they did so by playing a specific brand of football. Post-World Cup, the expectation was that there would be a development, an evolution in our style of play. Have you seen evidence of that?
Not particularly, but I think it's like Ruesha said, that comes from grassroots. We had a similar squad as to what we had in the World Cup. We have some young, good players coming through. It was more about when we played opposition and how it landed. Obviously, we were well on top in League B. League A, we kind of, in all those games, said we equipped ourselves well, we did well. Kind of the same sentiments that we had around our World Cup campaign, the Australia game and things like that. It was this game. This was the game that we needed to see an evolution in. And yes, we were better on the ball, but a thing that has let us down is having that prolific goal scorer and striker and that type of player. We've got really willing runners, girls who work all day, they'll press all day, but do we have that clinical player? We don't have enough of them. That's what I would say. You know, we found ourselves in good chances, but almost in positions that we're not used to being in. You know, Heather had the majority of them. She's playing right back at club. So there's a certain type of player that we're missing that we need to concentrate more on, that needs to be more encouraged in the clubs. I see it myself. Everyone seems to be a centre mid now, a 6 or an 8, not even a 10. So, you know, there's certain types of players, there's a gap there, and it comes down to the way they're being encouraged and trained. And Eileen talked about stats. Get away from the stats. You know, talk about goals and talk about winning games and things like that, and encourage people to make mistakes and learn from them and go again.
Ultimately, Steph, it was big moments that won the game for Wales tonight. Let's have a look at a few of them. I think that VAR moment, that first goal, was the one that really put us on the back foot.
Yeah, look, I think it was a terrible way for us to start the second half. I think we had the upper hand in the first half, and we probably came out thinking, right, more of the same. And then you have this. I know Ruesha touched on it, you know, how you're meant to go for the ball now, but I think when we looked back at it, she did bring her arm to the ball. Perhaps maybe knows there's a player behind her trying to be clever with it, but as soon as it hit your hands and you have VAR there, it's going to go against you. And it just put us on the back foot straight away. We said it, either team going ahead, it was going to be a scrappy game to try and get back into. I think Wales managed the situation really, really well. To step up and finish that penalty the way she did was brilliant. We were kind of trying to see if Fishlock was going to take it or if Kane was going to take it, but she had the calmness and the composure just to slip it into the bottom corner, but it was always going to be an uphill task from them. But I do think Wales managed the game very, very well after that.
Yeah, the momentum was all with them then after that, Karen, and they really capitalised in it, and their transitions from defence to attack really started to hurt us.
Yeah, Steph touched on it earlier. You know, we had to, or Ruesha said we were shell-shocked, and we were a bit, and we pushed on and found ourselves in a position where we were vulnerable on the break, and you look at it there and you're thinking, we didn't have the legs. Look, we were overexposed here. We had 2 players going to 1 person. That's a great ball, but you know, in another circumstance on another day, Caitlin Hayes throws a leg at that and it goes out for a throw. She tried to take it around, but you have to give credit as well to Carrie Jones. You know, she came on, and talk about making an impact. She got it right in the corner, got a little nick that seemed to take a bit of pace off it more than anything. But look, to go past Courtney, who was again having a really, really good game, it was fantastic by Wales. If we had you know, just that bit of composure in our moments in the first half, it would have been a different story, because it did come down to who scored first and who could manage the game, and we would have had the maturity to manage the game. I do believe that we've come on in that sense, but it's just that moment of quality, and that's the difference today.
Yeah, and Steph, okay, we were 2-0 down. It was difficult to see a way back in, but Ireland did find a way back in.
Yeah, and again, it was down to the same old thing, really, wasn't that we've always been good at. It was getting her head on the ball. I think Anna Patton was very good tonight at times. She was stepping in really well. I think she was the one that was trying to push for that goal in terms of the set pieces, and she reacts really well as it comes back. I think when it first goes off, it gets cleared off the line, you're thinking this is not going to be our night, we're not going to get the goal, but she follows up and she gets the head on it the second time around, but it just wasn't enough in the end. Again, we pushed and we huffed and we puffed, and we just couldn't get that final touch on the ball with the throw-ins from Megan and the set pieces that we had towards the end. But we thought that was going to be the kind of relighting of it, didn't we, Karen?
Yeah, we certainly did, and obviously that's the one, you know, we were trying to check if that had gone over the line, but Hayley Ladd was there, and I think that she was, you know, she was a powerhouse at the back tonight for them. You know, she didn't really give us much opportunities. This ball just wouldn't come down for Leanne in time. It had to take that second hop, and like this, we wanted to get Katie in a scoring position. It ended up at Denise's feet, but brilliant defending, bodies on the line stuff. That's what she expected from Wales. They're doing what we have done to teams so many times over the years, and they got their just rewards today. You know, it was like us in Scotland. We were bodies on the line that time. It was their turn today.
Yeah, it was a really difficult night, and it's quite hard to find any positives from it, really. But that is it from us here at the Aviva Stadium. My thanks to Karen and Steph on a devastating night for Eileen Gleeson and her Republic of Ireland charges, as Wales secured their spot in next summer's European Championships in Switzerland. Good night.
Feeling the moment slip away.